Well, Fraunhofer ISE is well known for its work in innovative new cell technologies. And joining me today to show us a bit of what they have on show at the Smarter E Europe is Dr. Florian Clement. Florian, can you tell us a bit more about some of the cells that we have on show here?
Yeah, for sure. First, hello to you and to everybody. So what we are doing in our labs, or the newest stuff we are doing is we are replacing silver by copper. And for the first time, we have demonstrated a solar cell, an M10 solar cell, so a large wafer format solar cell, a heterojunction solar cell with only 1.4 milligram per watt peak silver usage. And we have done it by using a silver copper paste on the front side and a copper paste on the rear side. So on the rear side is a 100% copper paste on this heterojunction solar cell. And we have reached the same efficiency as for the both side silver printed solar cell. So message, we have reduced silver consumption from around 8 milligram per watt peak to 1.4 milligram per watt peak by switching from silver to silver copper and copper paste. And this is really a big step forward to reduce the costs at the end for the solar cell metallization.
And how easy is that kind of to implement at scale compared to how you've done it here?
I think so. It's not so difficult to implement it because we are using the standard screen printing technology. We are using standard screens. And for a heterojunction solar cell, you have the TCO layer, and the TCO layer is a good diffusion barrier for copper. And so, in principle, for the heterojunction technology, it should be easy to implement it to mass production. As far as I know, some Chinese companies are already using silver copper paste for mass production. So, silver copper paste means we have a reduction around 50% of the silver, because in the silver copper paste around 50% is copper, and such type of paste is already used in mass production. But what is really new is that the 100% copper paste also works quite well on the rear side of the solar cell. And yeah, for sure, there have to be in the future some module integration testing and so on with 100% copper paste. But I think so it's not so far away that we see it in the mass production.
And for heterojunction cells in particular, it's important that they're not exposed to high temperatures in processing. Yeah. That's not an issue here, I assume.
I didn't get the question. So for heterojunction, we cannot have the high temperatures, and this is really good for the copper to have no high temperatures, okay. Because if you have high temperatures with a copper paste, you get a copper oxidation problem, maybe. So you need the copper particles have to be shielded, or the copper paste have to be shielded. And this is also the point that for TOPCon solar cells, for example, where we have typically metallization approaches with 700 to 800 degree sintering temperature. For these type of solar cells, it's much more difficult to use copper instead of silver because you get this copper oxidation. So for heterojunction, it's easy. For TOPCon, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. Also for TOPCon, there are some first companies, for example from the US, which are working on 100% copper paste for a TOPCon solar cell. We've already done some experiments with such paste, and at the moment we are not on the same efficiency level, but the gap is getting closer and closer. So, to my opinion, also for TOPCon solar cells, in the near future there will be also a solution with screen-printed copper paste. It needs more time, but there will be something.
Well, always plenty of quick innovations happening in the PV industry. Thanks very much, Florian Clement from Fraunhofer ISE.
Thank you. You're welcome.